Hi guys, my name is Adefatma Tiacandra. Today I will present the journal that I took entitled Public Service in Interpersonal Communication. This journal discusses public service in the context of interpersonal communication, where one of the important aspects in the implementation of public service is the ability of a service officer to interact and communicate with other people. Communication is the most common thing in giving a service. Whether or not a service is good or not is often seen from how service provider communicate with customer. Interpersonal communication is considered as one of the strategies to build and maintaining effective relationship with organization and the public. Interpersonal communication has a function to help collection information about individuals, so they can predict the response that will arise. Interpersonal communication, according to Componeto DeVito 2007, there are 5 factors that can influence in order to create effective interpersonal communication. The 5 aspects are openness, empathy, supportive attitude, positive attitude, and equality. So, what is interpersonal communication? Interpersonal communication is communicate between people face to face, which allows its participant capture other people's reaction directly, either directly, verbal, and nonverbal. There are 3 main approaches in thinking interpersonal communication. 1. Communication interpersonal thinking based on its main components. 2. Communication interpersonal communication based on dyadic relationship and interpersonal communication based on development. 3. Communication interpersonal communication itself. DeVito 2012 suggests several characteristics of interpersonal communication. 1. Openness. Effective interpersonal communicator must be open to communicate, where there must be a will to open themselves to disclose information that will normally hidden, as long as the self-disclosure is appropriate and reasonable. 2. Empathy. Empathy is ability someone to know what happened to other people at any given time. Empathic people are able to understand the motivation and experience of their feelings and attitude as well as their hopes and desire in the future so that they can communicate empathy. 3. Support. Effective interpersonal relationships are relationships where there is a supportive attitude. Individuals show supportive attitude by being descriptive rather than evaluative, spontaneous rather than strategic. 4. Positive feelings, where one must have a positive feeling towards themselves and can encourage other the participant more active and create an conducive communication situation for effective interaction. 5. Equality. Communication interpersonal relationship will be more effective if the atmosphere is balanced, which means there is a tacit knowledge that both parties appreciate, be useful, and have something important to donate. Function. Communication function interpersonal is trying to improve human relationship, avoiding and overcoming conflict personal, reduce the uncertainty of something, and share knowledge of experience with others. In the process interpersonal communication can occur if there is a desire from communicate, where our communication has a desire to share ideas with others. Through coding by communicator message deliver and feedback between message sender and receivers. Various forms of interpersonal communication are through dialogue, sharing, interview, and counseling. Message interpersonal by communication consists of verbal message, namely by using word or speech, while non-verbal message with a word or body language. In public service, communication becomes very important where services are facilitated to respond to and predict the attitude expected by others. As previously stated, that government is essentially a service to public. Public service are divided in 2 types, namely commercial and non-commercial public service. Commercial service activities are carried out normally on the basis of seeking profit. The non-profit service activities commercial sector focus more on providing service to community, which is no commercial, but profits will be oriented toward service. Conclusive. Based on the above, it can be concluded that the interpersonal is communication between people face to face, allowing each participant capture reaction of other directly, either verbally or non-verbally. Characteristic of interpersonal communication is involves verbal and non-verbal behavior, involving statement or expression of spontaneous, not static, but dynamic, involving personal feedback, interaction, and coherence, guided by rules and regulations that are intrinsic and extrinsic. Activity and action improve human relation and avoid overcome personal conflict, reduce uncertainty of something, and share knowledge and experience with others. The process interpersonal communicate, namely the existence of a desire to communicate, coding by communicator, sending message, decoding by communicant, and feedback. Various forms of interpersonal communicate are through dialogue, sharing, interview, and counseling. Message communication interpersonal consists of a message verbal, namely by using word of speech, will the nonverbal message with no word or body language, gesture, and symbol. In public service and predict attitude expected by other. Public service are divided into type, namely public service that are commercial and public service that are non-commercial. Service on commercial nature carried out normally on the basic looking for a profit. While the service activities that are non-commercial activities are more focused on the delivery of service to a public than are non-profit will but orient to devotion. Yeah. Thank you for watching and see you.